Welcome to week number 28 of my process of making $1 million in 260 weeks. Today, I'm going to talk about where I am at financially, my work life, all of my prospects there, a little bit about my personal life, and then some cool bonus content. So for starters, my finances. I have a net negative $1,473. That is the difference between my checking accounts and my credit card accounts. So I have cash to cover bills, but I need to work on making more money to pay those things off. So that's my financial situation. For my work life, I got a few things going on. I have my regular job where I just volunteered to take a pay cut to reduce my responsibilities because I was getting paid $28 an hour to do a lot, which was 90% out in the field building things, but I was also making estimates, hiring people, and pulling permits, and I cut that part, and now I'm going back to work just to learn this skill because I'm working with a really good guy who knows his shit, so I'm just going to learn. That's where most of my income is coming right now. I just started a sales job in a roofing company. It's really exciting for me. I think there's a lot of potential, but right now it's kind of stagnant. I'm shooting out emails here and there. I've seen some places with some leaks and contacted people or asked to have the manager's number to be able to coordinate a fix, but that hasn't come of anything yet. I haven't had any serious callbacks. I did organize with a group of 20 realtors. I'm going to cover their lunch and I'm going to pitch the roofing company to them in hopes that, we can have some business with them later. So that's exciting. The sales job is fun because it kind of feels a little bit like networking, and I'm just exploring a different skill set that I haven't really explored that much before yet. So that is my regular job, the roofing. For my own work, I sell things at the farmer's market. That's not a big money income, but that's what I really love. And so I'm hoping that one day either that can make enough money to create an income, or I create an easier income where I can do the woodworking, because I love doing woodworking, so I will always do that, whether that's making money or if it's as a hobby. I make the rattles. I make art pieces. So I have a few pieces of art that I'm trying to sell there. I have some furniture pieces that I'm selling at the farmer's market, and that's just my side gig. I also sell books at that farmer's market. I wrote a child's storybook. I'll leave a link in the description so you can get one on Amazon, but it's a fun little book, another just something I like doing, and if you can make money doing things that you love, that's a plus. I just got, for work potential, 25 months of signed affidavits to be able to try and get my general builder's license for residential in the state of New Mexico. Friday, I get another 5 or 6 months signed by a licensed contractor. So I think I'll have 18 months of signed affidavits by licensed contractors. One of them was from Colorado. No, 2 of them were from Colorado. 1 was from New Mexico. And then the next one on Friday that I'm going to get is also from New Mexico. So those are the biggest, but then I have other work experience that I'm proving. Some of them are just signed by non-licensed employers or friends or references or whatever, and those are less preferred, I guess, by the licensing department, but it might still fly. We'll see. Engineering. I have applied to the University of UNM. I talked to an advisor. I just submitted my 4th transcript. I should be hearing back pretty soon. I want to try and finish up my engineering degree there. So that's my financial situation. There's a lot of stagnantness in money coming in, but there's also a lot of potential. So I'm hoping something comes of it. I don't like living tight. I don't necessarily need to live luxuriously, but I do have a goal of $1 million, so building a foundation is important, and it would be nice to be able to like at least buy the food I want to buy without having to be worrying. So anyways, that is my work life. Personal life, I'm running a lot. I have a goal to break 50 seconds in the 400 meter this year. That's been really good for my mental health. Sprinting also, I know like intense lifting and stuff like increases testosterone, which is going to be an asset for this portion of my life where I need to get a lot done. So that's good. Running is going awesome. Dating, trying to date more, trying to find clarity for myself because I want to have a family one day. That means money, and that means knowing what I want. And I don't really know what I want. So just kind of like exploring life now. Same thing with work. I'm trying a lot of different things, trying to find out what I want. Because once I find that thing that I want, that truly pulls on my heart, I will have infinite energy. Like once you find a passion, your deep why, I feel like I'll be driven and I'll be able to go so intensely and so like lovingly, if that makes sense. I imagine it like when I do some woodwork that I love. I want to expand to further than just making knickknacks out of wood, but like when I'm woodworking, like I can get lost in it and just do it all day. And I want to find that love in everything that I do, and that requires some clarity and exploration. I'm trying to date more. I'm trying to ask 10 girls out in person this year. That was a New Year's resolution. Just the other day, I totally like messed it up. There was like this super attractive girl that like stood next to me in line, and like I totally should have said something, but I didn't. Working on it. The last thing for personal life is community. That's something that has been sort of growing organically for me as I put myself out there a little more. I'm going to like check out a space on Tuesday, as well as meet up with a friend on Tuesday. Both of these people are really interesting like characters who are pursuing cool things. Like someone's trying to create a space of makers, and then I'm meeting up with this person who is working on creating a farm with like on farm free or like stipend housing or something like that. But anyways, it's cool. I'm also going to a dinner tonight with a friend, with like I guess some guy who's an architect, and they're talking about cool stuff. So things are moving along there in my personal life. For bonus content, something that's really been on my heart lately, which feels like really good, is just like a deepening of my desire for life in a way. Like I remember like a year ago, I was questioning why to live, and I still go back to that sometimes, but I'm finding like more purpose and reason, and there's a lot of energy behind creating something bigger than even like this $1 million idea. Like even being part of a movement that creates something for our grandchildren, for the next generation, the next generation of next generations, or whatever you call it. Like I want to be a part of that. And yeah, it's helping me to like calm down a little bit. Like I'm in it for the long haul, thinking about it like that. And right now, in the past, and still now, it doesn't go away completely, but there's been like anxiety and frustration of not being where I want to be. But it's all part of the journey. And as I see this bigger goal, like a curiosity to me that has just come out this week, so my ideas change quickly, but it's been towards like city planning, architecture, design, art, and like fusing those things together to create an environment that nurtures like the human, where a lot of the cities we grow up in and the schools we go to are ugly on several layers of like existence. They're ugly to the eye, and then the things we learn about aren't integrated. You learn about, stats and numbers and whatever, but they're not attached to something that is meaningful to the person this is my subjective opinion, at least, of like the school systems a little bit. And so you don't know how to apply it. You know, like, whatever. I want to be part of something that builds something that's more. And that feels really cool. So I'm also going back to school. And this time when I go back to school, I want to learn about things that are interesting to me. And now that I'm a little older, I can see how things that I learned can be nourishing to me and also like applicable to work and creating something. Anyways, that's it. That's for the bonus. I hope you liked watching it. Like and subscribe if you did. And see you guys next week for week number 29. Peace.